Hey guys, welcome for another video. You are watching.
Hey guys, welcome for the part three. I guess from the part one and part two, you guys would have understood the strong foundation about how MCP communication flows from the kind of transports that they're gonna use as HTTP/IO or the HTTP method, and how the message flow sequence happens, how initialization, discovery, execution happens, and later we understood the states of the MCP. And the main important topic, we got some more insights about the capability negotiation, understood what has to be enabled during what scenarios. Now we have one of the common or a corner edge case on how we can handle the errors, because uh, we can't control what kind of data that would be sent from the client, but we can control what data we can send back to the client, right? So that's where there might be scenarios where the MCP clients can send some, I mean, like junk data or some malformed data for our server, and there would be scenarios where our server or the kind of validation we are doing might not able to handle that, and it might pass some of the errors or the exceptions that we have configured, and might lead to send back some of the information to the client along with the error information that gets triggered. Something like, we there would be a prompt that comes up with some malformed data and trying to connect with the Postgres, which might not be able to pass successfully from a server, and it triggers the connection fail. But as part of that failed connection, it will send back the URI it is trying to connect, where it gonna gives out some information regarding our Postgres ID and a password. Similarly, there might be path traversal execution that can happen, that might give some of the file information, right? The possibilities are n. So the ultimate takeaway is, whatever the scenario is, before sending back the data to the client, we should have something called response filtering to ensure what data we are sending, and ensure the response which is getting passed doesn't have any sensitive information before we send to the client, right? So this is one of the important factor that we have to consider while doing error handling at the MCP server level. So at the end, what did we learn about MCP communication flow at the end of this video is, we have a different modes of transport. You can choose HTTP/IO or HTTPS, depends upon how and where you deploy your MCP server, and you understood state management, and you understood how the initialization happens and how to back off whenever there is error in handshakes. And the main important thing is capability. Enable only the capabilities you need for the session. Threat tools and sampling as a high risk, because we don't know how things goes wrong when we enable the capabilities like prompts and sampling, right? So we should be ensure that we are enabling only the items that we require. And the other important things we understood about error handling, how we have to ensure, instead of parsing the exact error that comes from a server end, we should parse some generic errors to the client side. And whenever we're talking about the network layer, right, we have to implement the rate limiting on IP. On the application level, we have to implement the rate limit on the user that try to make a call. And uh, we have to audit everything. Logs are essential, especially whenever there is a capability with respect to sampling and prompts. The logs are very, very, very essential. So log the items and ensure there are some kind of alert mechanism implemented to detect the rogue behavior on the logs that we inventory, right? So yeah, it's just JSON RPC. How hard can it be? Uh, these can be some of the famous last words that we can tell before security breach happen, when we have the capabilities like sampling and prompts enabled in our server, right? Even though when we have prompts and sampling enabled, there are ways that we can harden our server that we're gonna discuss in the upcoming videos, right? All right. Hope you guys understood how the communication happens between MCP. And if at all, if you guys have any doubts or need more information, please let us know in the comments section, right? All the best. See you guys in the next section.